Hey guys, so right here we've got the Subaru e-Boxer Hybrid Subaru Forester. Sure, this is probably going to be the first Subaru Forester, or the first Subaru that I'll be driving, or I've driven, that actually has decent, a great fuel economy. Now, this is the new generation Subaru Forester, and it has some changes to it. That's very important because it's bigger. It certainly is a lot bigger than any other Subaru Forester that's in before it. And because of that, well, those changes certainly does show in the exterior. But most importantly, with the interior is where it matters the most. Because as a Subaru Forester, as a car that started off as a lowly wagon of sorts, certainly is quite the loofer and has grown quite a lot. For starters, you've got these huge wheels right here at the bottom. So these are 19-inch alloy wheels. They got 19-inch alloy wheels. Redstone Turanza alloy wheels here. Very grippy. Definitely fits the bill of an all-wheel drive vehicle. Did I mention it is all-wheel drive? Yes, it's all-wheel drive. Now, here's one thing that a lot of people don't really talk about with the new generation Subaru Forester. At a Subaru Forester, as Ed mentioned, started its life as a raised wagon of some sorts. Not really much of a Pacifi. But with this new generation Forester, I think it's looking back to more of that wagon aesthetic. Well, you don't believe me? Well, for starters, the way it looks, especially from this end, if you're not standing right beside it, because most definitely swear that it's longer, it's flatter, it's longer in this manner. But at the same time, once you get next to it, that's what you realize just how thick it is. In front here, it beats under bad shoes, speak all drive. Plus, it has a couple of Easter eggs on it too. Check this out. That right there is a what seems to look like a hummingbird of sorts. It's got all these Easter eggs strewn right across it, so that it actually tunes the senso out towards something that he's pointed right out for, since it's got Sephora and Fauna stuff on the outside. I like to look at that thrill right there in the front. It's got these washers. You got LED headlamps, DRLs on front, headed players, LED bogdangs. Right there, the bobby as well. The black plastic siding right here, it's really aggressive because someone played with a simple slab of plastic. And it's kind of high greenhouse here. And later on, I'll show you exactly how that works out. With the car, you got a sunroof on top. Here you go. It's pretty big, pretty sizable. Right there in front from the front passengers. And a roof rail on top as low. I guess it says e-Boxer. They're looking at the boot here. It's a sizable little boot that we got here, plus a tonneau cover. And check this out. They actually fold that. Those rear seats automatically from the back give you this really flat floor. As you can see there. It's flat floor. Underneath here, there is no spare tire, but you do have a tire repair kit sorts, as is the norm these days. Not saying that I agree with that, but at least you have something going for you. The Pro Bowl socket, some hooks on each side. Plus, this is a Harman Kardon audio system, so it sounds pretty good. Thus, it has a subwoofer right here in the back as well. Power tailgates, pretty sizable too. It's got a kick function right there. Says that if you have the key with you, right there, and you're at there in the bike, it's open. No problems. So let's go ahead and demonstrate that right there, view quickly. Oh yeah, I have the key with you. Anyway, just go to a kick, and it's not as fidgety as usual kick operations in the past. It's actually pretty sensitive and will be able to focus that no problems. So that's the exterior of right there. It's pretty fancy. I'm telling you, people follow the SUV all they want, but it has that wagon aesthetic up. I'm familiar with Subaru Forester more than any other Subaru Forester of late. Recently, look at it, it's pretty long, is it? And because of that high greenhouse, the doors are actually lower. See, the doors are lowered. Giving you more of that wagon effect. That's nice. You're getting the rear tail lamps. Full LEDs. This is not a light mar, but you can have the Forester dashing. So one of the few very iconic things about cars here, as with the Ford F-150 with a Ford badge, this Forester has always been stamped right there at back. That, what end characteristic of Subarus only has one exhaust. See, the other one seems to have some sort of permission for a second exhaust. So, as in Subarus, it's a Subaru right here. So heading over to the inside, that Mr. Frank there. Inside, inside it does have a way to, see, it has a way to detect the driver, and it's the it's profile to your setting. So the AC, the seating position, is going to be set up for you. You have a nice sun glass holder right there on top. You got this sun visor with a slight pocket something here inside so that you can avoid or see all the glare of the outside. That's gone. Plus, one thing interesting about this is that the sunroof is a manual sunroof. It just open up like that, like so, and they open it up right here. I'm not going to do that because it is hot outside. I want to retain the air conditioning. You have a huge touch infotainment system right here. It has wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. It's cool. And it has a vertical orientation too, so that it can fit as many things as you want. So it thinks better. The thing about this, though, is that it's a combination of both touch operation and manual operation. So you got the tuning knob, a volume knob right here, controls for AC, but you also have controls right here at the bottom. Just nice. So this is, you have right here at the bottom, you got a shifter, you got your electronic parking brake, and your surround view camera right there, giving you access to that camera. Yeah, I'm actually get focus out here. There you go. Pretty nifty. Pretty cool. All right. So going back to the steering wheel, you got it has full button implementation. It doesn't seem to look like a poverty spec vehicle because it doesn't have any blank buttons, but of course except here. But these buttons actually are not just blank buttons. Those are auxiliary buttons. Basically buttons that if you want to install some other auxiliary items on the vehicle, you could just pop these off. This should be an electrical connection there. You can just use it as switches for whatever accessories you put in your car. An EV mode, you got your button to open the rear tailgate. Got this one here as well. It can turn the rear tailgate setting sensor on and off. And you got your adjustment setting there as well. And this has one of the best advanced driver assist systems around. So apart from lane keep assist, lane departure warning, it actually detects if your hand is not on the wheel. Now, once it detects that your hands are not on the wheel while you're driving, while you're in cruise control, it's actually going to detect, it's going to try to wake you, see if you've fallen asleep. And if you haven't responded to it for the longest time while it's on smart cruise control, adaptive cruise control, it's going to do its best to go to the side of the road and park it, then wake you up. That is pretty smart. I'm not going to demonstrate that for obvious reasons, for safety reasons, but that's how it works. You got your paddle shifters right here in the back, and that's all she wrote. I like how the dashboard is sculpted here. Then you got your leather seats, perforated. You don't have any cold seats here, but you do have memory seats. Set your driving setting or your ready setting. Then heading over to the back seat. Remember, we fold in seats down. Select dip, bring them up. There's no way to fold them up automatically, though. Out there. Fold in a 60-40 split configurations. Some more. My stuffed side. Yes. And there you go. You've got charging ports there for your convenience. And 2 AC vents. You also have map pockets. And a lot of room for your knees and your feet. Now, here's the thing that I mentioned on the outside. Because of how huge the greenhouse is, see how nice and airy it is on the inside. One thing about the Subaru Forester and how it's designed is, see, if you're a passenger, your connection to the front passenger and the driver isn't impeded because see how much room there is right here. So even if you're speaking with the passengers up front, you're not disconnected from them. You're not ensconced in your own space here. You're not isolated. Instead, there's a connection between the driver, the front passenger, and yourself, giving you a lot of space here. That'll require a lot of space. And that's the space that this can actually provide you. And I like how that works out. Plus, you can easily get the stuff like that in the back. Right, another Easter egg, Subaru, right there. And some mountainside right there. There's the hummingbird thing again, making an appearance. Then all right. So all in all, the exterior, pretty well engineered. Same goes for the interior. It's pretty quiet on the inside. And I'd say it's probably one of the most well-built Subarus that I've ever driven. If this is a sign of the Subarus to come, well, sign me up for the next coming Subarus. I'm excited to see how the Subaru XD works out. But now, let's take this out for a spin. Let's see how that engine goes. So, you got a 2.5-liter Boxer hybrid engine that makes 197 horses and 276 torques. So let's test it out right now. Let's go. Right, guys, so welcome back. Mics are rolling. Put your headphones on. And today, we're behind the wheel of a 2026 Subaru Forester 2.5 E-Boxer Hybrid. Listen to this. It's uncharacteristic for a Subaru to make this not much amount of noise, to be honest. And it finally brings Subaru to 21st century. That is the sound of a Subaru advancing forward. No cold start box here. No cold start boxer rumbling, waking up the neighbors. It's just a quiet, cruising sound here. Got a big, generous greenhouse windows. You have thin pillars here. Feel like you're driving a very normal SUV. Again, very uncharacteristic for a Subaru. Let's look at comfortable aquarium inside it. Honest. All right, said squeezing through a couple of tight spaces here. So let's talk about what's under the hood, because the elephant in the room is the ghost of the old turbocharged Forester XD. Yes, the venerable turbocharged Forester XD. That car is gone, guys. In its place, we have the E-Boxer. It's got a naturally aspirated 2.5-liter, horizontally opposed boxer engine, flat 4. Electric motor, integrated directly with the Lineartronic CVT, and it's got power up the wazoo. Yes, this is going to be more power than you're ever going to need, especially in a Subaru, because it makes around 194 horsepower. Now, if we're talking about Subarus, as long as you're well within that 200 horsepower range, you're going to be just fine. Is it XD fast? No, but looking at just the engine specs misses the point. The traction motor alone produces immense instant torque. The electric assist completely eliminates the sluggish step off, especially when you're in stop and go traffic like this. If you need to, oh, hold on, isn't it? If you need, excuse me, if you need to boost your way out of traffic here and there, yes, it's got enough pulling power. Now, bury your foot into the accelerate pedal, you still get the unmistakable CVT rubber band drone. It's a powertrain that begs you to drive reasonably. It's going to reward you with great fuel economy on the expressways. That not quite the magic number the Prius can give you, but massive improvements over thirsty turbo models of yesteryear. Like I said, no longer can we say that a Subaru Forester drinks gasoline, but this here it's pretty frugal. Steady driving can get me around 14 kilometers per liter, and once I bring it out on the highway, it opens up to around 22 to 23 kilometers per liter, which is totally respectable, especially for an all-wheel drive Subaru. Right, it's to counter a little bit of traffic. There's stuff about the ride, because this is where the Forester absolutely dominates. We've got a McPherson strut set up front. The double wishbone set up in the rear carried with a massive 220 millimeter ground clearance. Now, here's how it drives. Despite the fact that you have 220 millimeters of ground clearance, because of the lower center of gravity of this flat 4 engine up in the front, it kind of cancels each other out, so you won't have that wallowy feel on the inside, even though you're traveling through these. So, great but cheap. More of that later. Even though you're traveling through some really imperfect roads, now it doesn't wallow like a body-on-frame SUV. The steering is a little bit numb, admittedly. But it's precise. It's a little like a video game, but in Metro Manila stop-and-go traffic, that's definitely what you want. You don't want heavy, you don't want unresponsive communicative steer. You want isolation, and this cabin is fault quiet. So you heard the beeps earlier. That's the Subaru safety feet. It's eyesight technology. Eyesight makes itself known with those beeps. So it's got adaptive cruise control, lane centering, pre-collision braking, the works. It is without a doubt the helicopter parent of advanced driver assist systems, because it's very attentive and it politely clears its throat, tell you that the car has moved ahead, or if you're driving a little naughtily, to even detect if your eyes are not on the road. Instead, safe now. It also has a system where if it doesn't feel your hands on the wheel, where it doesn't have the eyes on the road, it gently tries to wake you up on the inside. I'm not doing that's that right here. So it tests it tries to wake you up, and then the system just gently slows down, goes to the side of the road, because it knows it's in an emergency. Though, from driving my friends and family through the chaos of it, or going through long balcony trips, this is the car, this is the SUV that I want to have that digital assistant riding shotgun. Now, let's talk about the price, the ground. Let's ground this in reality. I mean, it's a great ride. It's certainly a great drive. The thing about this segment of cars, the compact crossover SUV segment, it is riddled with so many options, so many price points from 1.5 million to 2.5 million. And I gotta say that the e-Boxer Hybrid, the Forester e-Boxer Hybrid, sits on top of that, in my opinion. Now, you're swimming in a sea of PPVs. Well, that off-frame SUVs too, you got that going for you. But the difference with this, though, is that no other SUV, I've never driven an SUV that thinks this so composed, so tight. Here, the CVT drone there, but it's all about how everything fits together. I mean, you want a standard submitter but all-wheel drive for wet season, it's a refined ride. You only need 5 seats. Trust me, sometimes 7, but most of the time, just 5. It's the thinking man soft roader. It is the mechanical realization that you're no longer the protagonist of a rally stage. There was a time when the Forester badge meant a hood scoop, trading paint with WRXs while hauling a flat-pack wardrobe from IKEA. It was the chariot of the subversive dad, the guy who wore New Balances, still had to boost gauge, mounted right between 8-pillar right here. But time makes pragmatists of us all. The turbo is gone, replaced by copper windings, an Atkinson cycle, and a lithium-ion battery pack hidden under the floorboards. The E-Boxer isn't here to burden rubber, although it can. Don't get it dry. It's here, though, to be smooth out of the edge, just to smooth out the edges of a harsh world. It's the vehicular equivalent of decaf confident action tastes good. It is acceptance. It accepts the traffic. It accepts the potholes. It accepts the world is getting hotter as well. Gas is getting more expensive, and that sometimes the ultimate luxury isn't about going fast. It's arriving without a headache. Hybrid Forester doesn't ask you to be a hero. It asks you to be comfortable. And honestly, it just asks you to be. It's grinding the reality of 2026. That is exactly what we need right now. Thanks to Subaru for lending me the Subaru Forester E-Boxer Hybrid. It is quite an experience indeed. This is something else. And guys, I don't think I said the price. Have I said the price? Pricing starts at 2,498,000 pesos. In my opinion, with the way how cars are priced these days, this is a great value. We got immense space on the inside, great performance, and most especially, it does great fuel economy too. For a Subaru, it's insane. Really, what kind of age we're living right now. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and leave me a comment. What do you think about these videos? And tell me if you think that the Subaru Forester E-Boxer Hybrid is a great fit for you. And tell me what other cars you want me to review. Anyway, see you guys next time.